Imagine this. You're at the airport, excited for your trip, rolling up to the gate in your powered scooter. You've done this dozens of times before, but suddenly, the gate agent stops you. They tell you your battery has to be removed before boarding. You didn't plan for this, you didn't bring tools, and now the plane is boarding without you. Sound dramatic? It's not. Starting September 25, 2025, Southwest Airlines rolled out a new rule that every traveler using a powered mobility device needs to know. If you use a wheelchair, scooter, or other mobility aid with a lithium battery, you must remove that battery and carry it into the cabin. Fail to plan, and you could face delays, stress, or even denial of boarding. In this video, I'll break down the new rule, explain exactly what it means for seniors, and share 10 practical tips that will save you hours of hassle. And yes, number 5 is the one most travelers never expect. If you want to stay ahead of airline rules that change constantly, hit the like button and subscribe now. That way, YouTube knows you want more senior travel updates like this, and leave a comment. Do you or someone you know travel with a powered scooter or wheelchair? Your experiences can help other seniors prepare for smoother trips. Number 1, mark the date. The very first thing you need to know is when this rule actually starts. September 25th, 2025. After that date, every Southwest flight will enforce it. That means if you've flown before and never had to worry about your scooter battery, the game has changed. Put this date on your calendar. If you're planning a trip in October or later, assume you'll need to comply. Too many seniors show up at the airport assuming this doesn't start until next year, or maybe they won't check. Don't take that gamble. Gate agents are trained, and this is now standard procedure. Number 2, understand the 300 watt-hour rule. Here's a key number: 300 watt-hours. That's the upper limit for lithium batteries that can fly in the cabin under FAA rules. Most scooter batteries are smaller, but not all. Check the label on your device. It should show the watt-hours. If it's under 300, you can remove it and carry it on board. If it's higher, you'll need to call Southwest for special handling. Seniors often don't realize that this one number can decide whether your trip goes smoothly or not. And the last place you want to discover it is at the boarding gate. Number 3, be ready to remove the battery yourself. A lot of travelers assume airline staff will handle everything for them, but under this rule, you are responsible for removing the battery. Southwest staff aren't trained to open your scooter, take out parts, or use tools. That means you should practice at home. Make sure you know how to detach the battery, where to store it, and how to reconnect it at your destination. Bring any small tools you might need, even a basic screwdriver if your model requires one. Showing up prepared avoids the nightmare of a 20-minute delay while agents scramble and the rest of the passengers board without you. Number 4, carry-on allowance doesn't apply. Many seniors worry that if they have to carry a battery, it will count against their carry-on limit. That's not the case. FAA and TSA both require lithium batteries to be carried in the cabin, but they do not count as one of your personal items. In other words, you won't have to give up your carry-on suitcase or your personal bag. You're simply carrying the battery separately. A smart move is to invest in a small padded case, about $20 online. Slip your battery inside, and it's easy to hand over for inspection or keep under the seat. That small step saves a lot of stress. Number 5, expect extra screening. This is the part most travelers don't expect. When TSA sees a lithium battery, they often run additional checks. That could mean explosive trace swabbing, an extra pass through the scanner, or a manual inspection. If you've ever had your laptop pulled aside, this is the same idea. One senior traveler, James, 72 from Dallas, told me his battery took almost 20 minutes to clear during a connection. He nearly missed his flight because he hadn't planned for it. His tip? Arrive 30 minutes earlier than you normally would. Build in buffer time. That way, an extra screening is just a minor delay, not a trip ruiner. Number 6, notify Southwest in advance. This one can't be skipped. Airlines require passengers traveling with mobility devices to notify them at least 48 hours in advance. That gives them time to note your reservation, flag your needs, and prepare staff at the gate. Call Southwest Special Assistance Desk. Tell them your device model, battery type, and watt hours. The call usually takes less than 10 minutes, but it saves you from long arguments at the gate. And remember, document the call. Write down the time, date, and the name of the representative. That way, if a gate agent questions you, you can confidently say, "I've already cleared this with special assistance." Number 7. Carry proof of your battery specs. Documentation is your best friend. Print a page from your device manual showing the battery size and type. If possible, tape a clear label with the watt hours right on the battery itself. Many seniors who get stuck in disputes have one thing in common: no paperwork. Without proof, gate staff may simply deny boarding. But if you have specs in writing, it's hard for anyone to argue. Think of it like carrying your passport. It's a simple piece of paper that can save you hours of stress. Number 8. What if your battery isn't removable? Not every scooter or wheelchair has a detachable battery. Some are fixed. If that's you, don't panic. Southwest allows fixed batteries as long as they are under 300 watt-hours and securely attached. The key is to show documentation from the manufacturer that your battery is non-removable and compliant with FAA rules. Print it, highlight the relevant section, and keep it with your travel papers. That way, if an agent says please remove the battery, you can calmly explain and present proof. In most cases, they'll let you board without issue. Number 9. Know your rights. It's easy to feel powerless when an airline tells you no. But remember, seniors with mobility devices are protected under the Air Carrier Access Act. That law requires airlines to provide reasonable accommodations and prohibits discrimination. If you're being treated unfairly, politely remind staff, "I'm requesting assistance under the Air Carrier Access Act." You'll be surprised how quickly the tone changes when staff realize you know your rights. And it's not about confrontation. It's about ensuring you get the service you're legally entitled to. Number 10. Insurance and backup planning. Here's one more step that most seniors forget. Travel insurance. Imagine you get denied boarding because of a battery dispute, or your device gets delayed on another flight. That's more than an inconvenience. It could cost you hundreds in rebooking fees or hotel nights. Many travel insurance plans now include coverage for mobility device disruptions. Call your provider and ask, "Does my policy cover mobility device delays or denials?" If the answer is no, consider an upgrade. For just a few dollars more, you'll have peace of mind. And remember, always have a backup plan. If your scooter is delayed, can you rent one at your destination? Think through the what-ifs before you travel. We're halfway through. If this video is helping you understand Southwest's new rules, hit subscribe and give this video a like. It helps other seniors find these updates before they get stuck at the airport. And share this with a friend who uses a scooter or wheelchair. One simple share could save them hours of stress or hundreds in rebooking fees. Let's recap. Starting September 25, 2025, Southwest Airlines requires lithium batteries in mobility devices to be removed and carried into the cabin. The critical limit is 300 watt-hours. Batteries don't count against your carry-on allowance, but you may face extra TSA screening. Always notify Southwest 48 hours in advance. Carry documentation of your battery specs, and know your rights under the Air Carrier Access Act. If your battery isn't removable, bring proof that it's compliant. And finally, consider travel insurance that covers mobility device disruptions. For seniors, the stakes are high. A denied boarding isn't just inconvenient, it can ruin an entire trip. But with preparation, you can turn this new rule into something manageable. So do you or someone you love travel with a mobility scooter or wheelchair? Have you already dealt with battery questions at the airport? Share your experience in the comments. It could help another traveler. And if this video saved you stress, give it a like and subscribe for more insider updates that keep your travels smooth, safe, and affordable.